The Supreme Court is handing down decisions. Apparently, they're saying, fine, lethal injection, okay, go ahead. You know, the last guy that we heard from who got one of these shots said he felt like he was being roasted alive. Supreme Court says that's fine. That's the bad news. The good news is that there's good news, bad news, but bad news, good news, bad news, right? The good news is that they upheld Arizona's independent redistricting commission. Now, you know, as usual, the politicians didn't have the courage to do this. They would rather gerrymander on both sides, frankly, and, you know, have safe seats and all that kind of thing and not have competitive elections. But the good citizens of Arizona back in 2000 put on the ballot an initiative that would create something very much like what California just did in the last decade or so, which is create an independent commission that is non-political, non-partisan, that would draw congressional districts in a way that, you know, are as polygonal as possible. In other words, no more salamanders here, no more gerrymandering, just, you know, represent the people. And the Republicans fought this all the way to the Supreme Court because they wanted to be able to, you know, slice and dice Arizona the way that they wanted to, and they lost, which is great. It doesn't outlaw gerrymandering. What it does is it allows the citizens of a state which has, in which you have the ability to do a citizen petition, the ability to create an independent commission. So that's about half the states. So if you live in one of those states, you might want to seriously look at this. I know Oregon is one of those states. Washington State is one of those states. California already did it. Arizona did it. But that's surprising. So, and then the bad news is that the Supreme Court said that the EPA went too far in saying, no, you can't poison our air. And this is really, you know, quite astonishing when you think about it. Our power plants are responsible for 62% of the arsenic in our environment. Arsenic causes cancer. 50% of the mercury. Mercury causes neurological damage. 28% of the nickel. I'm not sure what that does. Nitric oxide, NOx, 13%. Chromium, 22%, another heavy metal. Sulfur dioxide, 60%, which, you know, damages buildings and things. All this coming out of our power plants. And so the EPA said you got to dial it back. What they didn't do is ask first, how much will it cost to dial it back? And so the Supreme Court says, and this is just kind of classic Republican, you got to figure out how much it's going to cost before you mandate the regulations. So this doesn't stop the EPA from doing it. It just says that they have to go through a different process, but it's going to be a couple more years and a lot more, you know, junk in our air and all this kind of thing. So.